Signal stripe is an underground detectable warning tape. By embedding signal stripe on top of underground installations, it is very easy to later on locate those installations with a metal or mine detector. The stripes are available in different colours, each of which is intended to be used with a specific underground installation. Signal stripe can be used in all underground installations that may need to be located sometime in the future. Signal stripe is at its most useful when something that cannot be found with ordinary locating devices, for example a cable locator or a metal detector, is buried underground. Such installations are, for example, optical fiber cables, antenna cables, telephone cables, plastic sewers, water conduits, and other pipes that are not made of metal. A metal detector will detect signal stripe, even if it lies at a depth of several meters. This is more than adequate, since the standard recommendation for the installation depth of warning tapes is 20 to 30 centimeters. Signal stripe even applies when the cables are installed by ploughing, for example embedded quite close to the Earth's surface without digging the ground open. The cable plough uses a blade to make a trench into the ground in which it then pushes the cable. Signal stripe corresponds to the valid standard for warning tapes. It has a considerably better tensile strength than the plastic warning tapes on the market. Signal stripe is protected by a utility patent. Signal stripe can be used for avoiding damage to equipment, avoiding serious employee injuries, avoiding project downtime, and for locating underground installations. Risks from hitting underground cables or pipes are damages to small cables, pipes, or sewers with a big impact on surrounding services, explosions and burns, electrocutions, reinstatement costs, site flooding, and insurance costs. Applications for signal stripe are low voltage cables, medium voltage cables, high voltage cables, copper telephone cables, fiber optics, antenna, data transmissions, water pipes, sewers, district heating pipes, subsurface drains, rainwater systems, watering systems, gas pipes, borders of properties, and sides of the roads. The installation of signal stripe is easy. No special tools or licenses are required. The installation is performed in nearly the same way as with regular warning tape with the standard SFS 5608. When installing signal stripe, attention must first of all be paid to making correct junctions. If the length of a cable or pipe to be installed is more than 500 meters, drive rivets, which are a separate product, have to be used in the junction. The rivets connect the ends of signal stripe to each other so that the signal needed for electronic tracking will be uninterrupted. The second matter to be paid attention to is that at least one end of signal stripe needs to be placed and marked so that a transmitter can be fastened to it later on when making electronic positioning. For example, a small sign plate marking the underground installation can be fastened to the outer wall of the building at the place where the underground installation starts. It is easy to increase the length of signal stripe. The junction marking package contains all necessary rivets. It is safer to make a junction with 2 rivets so that the ends of signal stripe will be folded. The folded ends should be put against each other to make the rivets pierce all 4 layers. When the rivets are pushed through the layers, the counterparts for them should be pressed into their places and hit with a hammer against a hard surface to make sure that the rivets and their counterparts are properly fastened. The quality of the junction should then be tested to make sure that the two ends of signal stripe are electronically connected. The easiest way to make this test is to use a regular multimeter to measure the resistance from the rivet heads. There are three ways to locate the signal stripe. Depending on the power of a metal detector, it will detect signal stripe that is located at a depth of 20 to 60 centimeters. A cable locator can also be used for locating, in which case even more accurate positioning and placing in deeper grounds is possible, as the locator will detect signal stripe placed at the depth of 100 to 200 centimeters. The most efficient way to locate signal stripe is to use electronic tracking. In this case, a transmitter is fastened on the other end of signal stripe to transfer a signal for a cable locator to trace. Using electronic tracking makes it possible to accurately locate signal stripe from even the depth of several meters. The exact depth where it can be located is further determined by the quality of the ground and the material of the underground installation. For example, a cable with some metal in itself will be detected at a greater depth than one that is made of plain plastic. The constant length for the signal stripe roll is 500 meters, but the roll can be delivered at other lengths. Accessories available with signal stripe are triangle aluminium patches, reconnect and marking set, reflex stickers, and reconnection staples. All stickers are made of the same material as the traffic signs, and they can be made with your own printing. Electronic cable detectors available for locating signal stripe are radio detection, cable detection, Fuji Tecom Inc., Fluke, and Seba KMT, to mention a few.